Alright, guys. We're going to be seeing whatever we find. We're just going to be going on the charts as usual. This is probably going to be a pretty long stream. I'm not really doing anything tonight, nor am I ever. But I just want to, I want to learn from the market this week and take tons of notes. So, yeah. And possibly take a look at some GB ranges because I think it's just so fascinating how precise those are. I really want to get to the level where I can trade them live because I feel like it's so powerful if I can get to the point where I can understand that in lifetime. But yeah, just gonna keep learning. I think we had an amazing midweek reversal. So that's the weekly profile. So let's start there. Okay. So midweek reversal week. I was gonna listen to music, but I changed my mind. And we will take a look at SB Pro as needed. I just wish I could play music on stream, but obviously I can't do that. I don't know how TGR does it. It's like, guys, we knew that we were gonna get this daily for value gap was gonna hold. I mean, this could not have been more obvious. And I said this last week, and I don't know, it's just easier said than done to take advantage of that, in my opinion at least. But yeah, daily for value gap, obviously. But the fact that we're able to spot it, it's just a matter of time before I'm going to be able to get something really, really good. Daily for value gap. Here we have the low. So this is the upper end. Or no, I would mark this, I would have this be 0. And then this be 1. Right? So undeniable AMD. You go look at S&P and you'll notice, let's get rid of this real quick. Let's delete. If you go to S&P, now S&P doesn't have a daily fair value gap. But it does have whatever this is, a new, what is that? A new week opening gap, a new day opening gap. It's giant void. Is that a new week opening gap? Yeah, so this is a giant new day opening gap here. So even though it didn't have a fair value gap, it has a new day opening gap there. So I guess we'll mark that out. And then what? Well, as we know, we got the time-based SMT, right? So that's SMT with daily previous day's low. And so something that I recently realized actually while I was at work today is if it's daily SMT, so if it's previous day's low SMT, so aka sequential SMT with Monday and Tuesday, then it's classic expansion weekly, classic expansion weekly profile. If it's SSMT with Tuesday and Wednesday, then it's midweek reversal profile. If it's SSMT with Wednesday and Thursday, then it's the consolidation reversal profile. Isn't that kind of cool? I just kind of realized that today. Anyway, NASDAQ has this daily fair value gap. S&P has this new day opening gap. We knew this was high resistant, right? We talked about it. I said, hey, we're probably going to have high resistant lows here. And would you look at that? It was definitely high resistant. And I was completely right. So I guess we'll start out with this. So I'm going to put this in my journal. And I also might analyze Bitcoin a little bit because there's a Bitcoin tournament on TradingView. So I don't know. I might trade Bitcoin because I want to compete in that. So we'll glance at Bitcoin as needed. So May 1st, 2026. Review general notes. Right? This was high resistant. Check DM. Okay. Not bad for a month. Was this your indicator? This just alerted you? Holy. That's insane. Sometime you're gonna, maybe we'll have to get in a call sometime and you're gonna have to show me how the indicator works and what it does. Because I would love to learn. Like, I know it's a bot, but I want to learn from the bot. I wanna get better in any way that I can. So that's awesome. So, okay, I guess I'm going to screenshot this. I kind of also, I might code a little bit today. I don't know, maybe. Big maybe, but I kind of want to add more to my indicator. I want to get maybe a little table in the bottom, like to toggle it, be able to toggle it on and off to say, are you above this true open or below this true open? I think that would be a little bonus, nice little addition to the indicator, but it's already so good. So, yeah, you'll definitely have to show me, Javier. I want to learn. But yeah, textbook midweek reversal profile. Just very textbook. And the reason why is basically we have a daily gap, and then with Tuesday's low, so this is Tuesday's low, we have S&T. So this is previous day's low SMT, also known as SSMT. So previous day's low SSMT. This basically confirms the midweek reversal weekly profile. I'll give you access. I'll give access here in a bit so you can try it and backtest it. It was trying to set good default settings so you won't have to mess with it that much. Oh, perfect. Hopefully that makes sense. Like, the fact that we had this time-based SMT, it just basically was the biggest factor in the what caused the weekly profile, I would say. Well, maybe not the big. You know what I'm trying to say. It was a important factor. Okay. So, ooh, I want to try saving that as a template. I kind of like that. All right. Every day I'm just getting a little better. I know it's kind of tedious. It's not easy to see it in the moment, and it can be frustrating, but I know that that's the case, and nothing's gonna stop me ever. So, okay. So yeah, this is accumulation, manipulation, and then distribution. And we can even we could pull up the weekly profile template side by side to kind of get an idea, like to really show, like, yeah, this is what happened. Market maker buy model. Whoops. Okay, so let's get the image of that from weekly profiles. So hey, what up, Slime? How's it going, man? We're just getting some back testing in, constantly learning. The grind doesn't stop. Alright, so this is the weekly profile, midweek reversal. I called that it was a bullish week. I missed that it was midweek reversal. I said it was classic expansion. Close enough, right? But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and screenshot this and then save this to my journal for weekly profiles. But I was spot on with this for this week, which is kind of cool. So switching back to the other screen, I mean, I did call this from the beginning of the week, and I mean, the only thing is I said it was the I said it was going to be classic expansion, but it doesn't really matter. It's still the same thing. It's still It's still a bullish week. So from here, let's just see what else we can learn from the charts here. It's like, it's tricky because I knew we, like, basically everything that the market wanted to do, but it doesn't mean that it's easy. All right, let's see what else we can learn from here. We ended up getting a 6 hour. So once again, another time-based SMT with this low, which is kind of cool. And bang. Oh, that's not what I want. That's what we want. Okay, so then that was right there and there. So we have stacked sequential SMTs. And at this point, I don't even know what else to look at. We were below all the true opens. Oh, you know what I'm kind of curious about? Let's actually try and see if there is any kind of dealing range here. Okay, I'm just curious. I want to see. So let's go ahead and see. So, because I think there would be, because it formed a buy model down here, right? What else? Let's see. Extend lines over. Once again, I just kind of like looking around at stuff and seeing what I can learn. So oh, this one, it's gonna be on S&P. It's gonna be a slightly different range. Yeah, I don't think it's obvious. Unless, wait, let's actually shift it up 0.25. And that actually might make a lot of sense. Oh, wow. That actually makes... Oh my gosh. Once again, there you go. I'm telling you, something... The secret with Goldbach, guys, the secret is you got to shift these dealing ranges 0.25 and 0.5, okay? All of a sudden, this fits like the final piece of a puzzle. Look at this. This is accumulation, manipulation, and then expansion. I was learning about QT. Do you know what a microcycle is? Yes. So it's the 90-minute cycle. So the true open is gonna be 22.5 minutes after whatever, right? So if it's 7:30 to 9, that 90-minute window, it's gonna be 7:52:30 is gonna be the true open. So that's called the microcycle, and basically 90 minutes gets split in the 22.5 minute quarters. That's what it is. Can you show an example? Yeah, let's actually do that real quick. First, I'm going to screenshot this because just perfect example of how shifting a dealing range makes this fit like literally perfectly. Isn't this incredible? Shift the dealing range 0.25. This fits like it's perfect. It's perfect. The buy model fits perfectly within this. And the rejection block partition, bang, smack dab, hits that right there with our 6-hour SSMT. Okay. GB range on the 729 fits incredibly, and I'm gonna say you need to shift it. Okay. Yeah, I'll show you an example. So we could probably take a look at this morning. Okay, so here we go. This one's gonna be good. So 7:52:30, right? I'm actually gonna get rid of all these because I don't need anything else. I just want S&P and NASDAQ. Let's get down to the 30-second chart, right? 7:52:30, we have that at right here, okay? So what happens here? We have our 90-minute true open. We get S&T against it, and then we expand up, right? So this tells me that if we get S&T below a true open, this is manipulation, and now I'm looking for longs in the other direction. So that's an example, right? 750 manipulation, and then we continue up. Speaking of this, we should take a look at this. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm thinking that I'm gonna need to get on the charts. I'm gonna set a new plan. I think I'm gonna try and get on the charts at either 8 o'clock or 8:15 every day, because I always run out of time, and if I could just have a little bit extra time, I think that'd be really helpful. So going into the future, I'm going to try and start my live trading window at 8:15 or 8 o'clock, so I have all the time I need for pre-market analysis. Been struggling with time frame alignment. Yeah, that's one of the hardest things. And it takes time, man. It takes time. So guys, I knew that we were gonna go higher here. I called it live. I said I'm not two-sided. We're gonna go higher here, and you can go back to the stream and watch it. I said I am not two-sided. We're gonna go higher here. Okay? And then we did. So I like to mark out the gaps like this. I'm implying this is a gap. So even though this is the fair value gap, this makes it more precise. And then, well, this was incredible. We should actually look and see what this had over here. But yeah, the reason I was so bullish, the two reasons I was so bullish is we already had sequential SMT with previous day's low, and then a 6-hour sequential SMT. So I was like, I don't think we're gonna go lower. That's basically the logic. I saw both of those, and I was like, okay, we're probably gonna go higher. And then we even had SMT with this low here, so it was just like everything lined up. This one was another 6-hour SMT. It's like we got another 6-hour SMT. I was like, bro, we're gonna go up. How do you enter on such low time frame? Can you do a top down? Because you have to just align time frames, and here's how I would say it, right? You can enter on the higher time frame, but I don't know. Sometimes it can be nice just to like align the time frames and get a more precise entry that gets you more accurate entry, and then it goes up right when you enter. You know, but that takes a lot of experience. It does. But wow, look at this. I didn't even realize this. We have equal lows. This really this was free. I'm not gonna lie. This was free today, and in every sense, I should have been able to capture this trade. This was about as free as it gets, honestly. This actually kind of makes me want to cry. Like, this should have been a 10 RR. Okay, we're gonna talk about exactly why this was such a free trade and really go in detail. So we have an external sweep of equal lows. Oh, man, this is really sad. Wow. And then we even have 6-hour SSMT Oh my gosh. This is just... This is crazy perfect. How would you have entered? I missed the entry, but the entry I would have taken had I had seen it. I'll show you the exact entry and why it was so perfect. So this is SSMT with London and New York. Okay. So this is external sweep here. I'll cut to the chase. This is exactly how I would have entered, okay? So 15-minute implied gap. I talked about this on stream, right? What happened is you can see here that the way the market interacts with this, I can tell that we're going to go higher off of this, because what ends up happening is we ended up sweeping out this low into the bottom of the implied gap right here. You see this? Perfectly sweeps it. And then we get change in state right there. So right on that candle close, this is a 1 minute change in state. I'm aligning it with a 15-minute implied gap right on that close. Had I been perfect and done exactly as I wanted to, I would have entered right there. Now, once again, so why was that a good trade? Because I aligned the 15-minute, so 15-minute implied gap with a 1 minute with a 1 minute change in state of delivery. And at this point, I can just tell, like, we were going to go higher. And it has an internal sweep. And, well, we had the whole entire buy model over here. So I just know this is going to deliver us up. And let's get true opens real quick so we can get the whole thing. Wait, what about change in states before? So we didn't have internal sweep. I wanted to see, look at this, look at why this is good, right? This, it's not super clear. There's nothing clear here, but what happens right here? We perfectly efficiently deliver off of the bottom of the implied gap. So that is just like, in my head, when I see that, I'm like, huh, that doesn't look very random, does it? Right? I see we perfectly deliver off of this. So this is what I call efficient delivery, right? When we rebalance right to the fill of a gap. And then we had an internal sweep here. The key was the internal sweep because we already kind of swept out external stuff all the way down there. Okay, so once again, it definitely just takes it, and it's not like black and white. It's shades of gray. Like it takes a lot of just market understanding of what, from your back testing, what should work. And so that's what's hard about trading, in my opinion, is not always black and white. Anyway, you get 1 minute change in state, perfectly delivering. Internal sweep, do we need that every time we take a change in state? Yeah, usually I look for external and internal sweep. In this case, it's a little different because we already kind of have this whole entire buy model frame. So I just wanted an internal sweep here. And then let's see. So you measure it out like this to there. And you can see you go perfectly 8 projections. Does that look random? No. No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. This was an incredible trade, right? And I did see it. I just saw it just barely late, unfortunately. Let's check true opens real quick. So there was a true open. Let's see, 7:30. Okay, that got manipulated. 7:52, that got manipulated. So there's only one true open left. It's going to be a... Well, I guess there's two. Let's check for the 22.5 minute true open. Yeah. Real quick, we're just going to go down and place it where it needs to be. 8:42:30. That's where it's supposed to be, right? No, 8:43:07. Okay, there you go. Right, you see that? And actually, it's probably within here. So this is how you confirm this inducement as valid, because it took the true open. Okay, you see that? Boom, efficient delivery. And then up 4 projections, up 8 projections. And I think I would have taken this had I had been looking at this exact thing. Like I said, I wasn't looking at this exact thing, unfortunately, when this happened. And then I saw it just a little bit late. But the fact we delivered from this perfectly, and yeah, I think it was a good trade. If we tapped into 1 hour for value, can we go with a 1 minute time frame and wait for CSD? If it's 1 hour, usually I look for 5 minute. You can't. It's not an exact science. So you could do a 3 minute, or you could do a 10 minute or 7 minute. You know what I mean? It's not exact science, but usually you want to stay within reason, right? But yeah. So I really liked this trade a lot, and realistically, I wanted a specific high. It was London high, and it was right here. And there was also equal highs. Okay, actually I wanted the equal highs first, so I would have taken profit at the equal highs. Okay. So obviously you scale out and stuff, but I think this was a really, really nice trade. And maybe, honestly, guys, maybe just go like that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? I'd probably just go like that. If I was really taking this perfectly, I'd just target there. But point is, you could have held it for the equal highs. But yeah, this is what I would take. And I would enter on the close above this. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and screenshot that. Once again, I marked this out just barely a little late, unfortunately. But every time we mark out stuff like this, it gets our brains trained to see it in real time, and then we do, right? So I would have taken this entry here, and then I would have just targeted 4 projections of this OB. We could check to see if this was GB. Once again, so what I would want to see is I would want to see probably a dealing range of 81 or 27. I don't know which one's gonna fit. And I'd want to see the OB partition fit here. I'd want to see the liquidity sweep partition fit here. And then I'd want to see the high, the dealing range, be right there. So I'm going to go ahead and check that. Why did this get cut off? Wait, Monday? It's Friday. Okay. So 9:03 flow state aligning 15-minute with the 1-minute. Hello. Why didn't it? Oh. Wait, we should also check to see if there was absorption there, because that would be an additional confluence, right? Be kind of nice. Not to mention, forgot about the best part, as another really good part, which is this is the macro, right? So forgot about that part. So meaning it's the end of the macro, but still it's valid. Whoops, that's the wrong one. There we go. So this is, we gotta go all the way back to the folder. Okay, this is 9:03. This is flow state aligning a 15-minute gap with a 1-minute change in state of delivery. So yeah, I want to check this out, right? Let's take a look at, whoops, that's not the right Goldbach indicator. This indicator for Goldbach is way better. Alright, so perfect. Okay, so we're gonna probably fit. Told you. So what do you see here? This is exactly what Goldbach is used for. This is it. It's for identifying liquidity sweeps and then change of state deliveries that fit within dealing ranges. So you see why I like Goldbach? Because I'm basically just looking for it as confirmation for my trade, because a change of state delivery is an order block, right? So these two down close candles are an order block. This is where we're supposed to sweep liquidity. You can see that's where we sweep liquidity. So you can see that occurs in the OB partition. So this is supposed to be where it's supposed to happen. This is supposed to be where we're supposed to get change of state delivery. This is supposed to be where we're supposed to sweep liquidity. So what do we know? Oh, we're going to target opposing liquidity at the opposing end of the dealing range. So this is what I call an eclipse, okay? Where basically, and you could even target the extension, but I would just target the high. Where basically, an eclipse is where, like, if it's a fair value gap that lines in the fair value gap partition, then I call it an eclipse. If it's a order block that a change state delivery that aligns in the change state delivery partition, then I call it a eclipse with an order block. Okay. So this is how you use Goldbach. Okay. All right, so now do you see it? we have a tiny little LRLR here. Essentially all of this is void. Because it's a giant move down. Treat this as like low resistant liquidity. And we could even find the Pico open just for kicks and giggles. I don't know why I said that. You know what I mean. We could go find the Pico open. So if you're ever wondering where to take profit, like the dealing range high is usually really safe. And then once again, this is an eclipse because it's with the OB partition. I already screenshotted this, right? This is just bonus stuff right here. Yeah. Here, I'll actually just mark it out like this. There we go, I like that. See how it makes it more powerful? Oh yeah, we're gonna look at the Pico open. Let's save this and then we'll look at that. Once again, these markets are perfect. It's crazy. So, where's the Pico open? It's gonna be at let's get out my true open spreadsheet. Ah, we don't have it. Okay, let's check what it needs to be. Let's go back on SB Pro and let's check if there was any absorption. So the challenge becomes you got to see this live, right? That's the challenge, but every day we're just gonna keep getting better. Okay. Hey, there actually was. That's cool. Yeah, that's awesome. That's really nice. Sorry, I'm looking at my other screen. There was absorption and there was a whale. I will have the video come out on whales eventually, but So 8. Okay, so 8:55. That's incredible. Bang. Perfect. There you go. Time and price, baby. Time and price. That's how it's done. Also, barely any drawdown. Imagine taking this live and then... well, I kind of did. I just caught it a little late, but I did tape read this. Okay. So, 9:03. Flow state. Flow state eclipse. 15-minute line with the 1 minute. Number 2. And it's a digital root of 3, which is cool. Okay. We could take a look at something else. This is cool. This actually we never return back. Man, this IPG was crazy. Oh yeah. I wanted to basically go back because we kind of skipped a little bit. I wanted to explain how this well, actually I kind of want those equal highs. This SSMT was important. So 6-hour SSMT. And let's just move back out for a second. Okay. 6-hour SSMT. Let's go on the 5 minute. This is undeniable. Okay. And we have another SMT here. So this, what is that? That's a 90-minute SMT, isn't it? So then you get a 90-minute SMT here. How'd YM look? That's perfection. Perfection. Cannot argue with that. Yeah, YM made a lower high, but doesn't matter. Beautiful pin bar also as well, right there, which is kind of cool. I think I'm gonna get rid of all the other. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of all these. Because if it's a 6-hour SMT, then it's gonna be SSMT. That's literally what it means. And then we have this. Let's mark out let's get this template, make sure we have it. Okay. I can feel myself just getting better, like all the time. So, Trader Day said, right? I'm gonna go get this tweet, but he said, okay, when you have 2 cycles, SSMTs together, that's what creates a high probability reversal. Okay. I'm gonna go get this tweet. Not to mention, by the way, the rejection block. So we should probably just mark that real quick. Let me go get the Trader Day tweet, and then we'll also get the true opens. Okay. So external sweep, and then here's our little tiny internal sweep here. Internal sweeps are interesting because they can come in lots of different forms. In this case, this internal sweep was on the left-hand side, but like this is also an internal sweep, in my opinion. Okay, and then 90-minute SSMT. Pay attention to 7:30, and then 7:52 gets used there. That's fun. That's fun. Okay. And you have a rejection block here, okay? Right? So we have six-hour SMT, and then a lower time frame SMT right here. Okay? Time-based SMT. There's 7:30. It's the open. And so, yeah, you can just see how that works, huh? Right? So this is exactly what you want to see for a high probability reversal. Is you want to see a higher time frame cycle align with a lower time frame cycle. actually just save this template real quick. That's a nice text box. We can also look at midnight, right? I don't actually think that's that helpful, huh? Midnight was up there. Did we end up... I was thinking maybe we ended up using a true week open, but that's all the way down there. Okay. So, we have equal highs. We have London high. Actually, London high... No, yeah, London high's right here. And then we have Asia high. Oh, I kind of have to use the bathroom. Asia high was right there. So tons of draws on liquidity, right? And they just all get cooked. So do you see how Trader Day is just absolutely telling the truth in every way? Like, he ain't making this up. This is why I put him as A tier in my tier list, because he's like, everything he says is so true. It's so true. Yeah, I have to use the bathroom. Right, you have a rejection block, you have a fair value gap there. So I bet you this aligned with gold block too, but that's besides the point. The point is kind of just the two-stage SSMT. We could even go, nah, it's fine. You need high time frame SSMT. I think the way he worded it is kind of confusing. If I were him, I would have just said a higher time frame cycle SSMT with a lower time frame cycle SSMT. And lower time frame SMT in the same direction leads to incredibly high probability reversals. Okay, I have to use the bathroom. I'll be back. I completely forgot to mention there's the daily SSMT below as well. So that is what I call a royal flush, when you have 3 SSMTs stacked. So this is what I call a royal flush. Hey, this is awesome. Like, I like that. I like that. It's a WebM file. Why won't it save as a PNG? Whatever. So that's what I call a royal flush, when there's SSMT on 3 cycles at once. You see why I like it? I forgot to. See, I'm gonna probably be backtesting for quite a bit today. Royal flush. So yeah, I bet you this aligned with Goldbach too. Check this out. Let's pull the dealing range down. So, you see that? Nice little rejection block in the rejection block partition. Nice little fair value gap in the fair value gap partition. Dealing range high. I didn't even have to shift it. I didn't even have to shift that. That one was just already there. And then we probably, I mean, for all I know, this could have been the rejection block of an even higher dealing range. Guys, this is straight sauce. I don't know why no one's watching. It's not easy to get, but once you get it and you understand this, so this is an 81 rejection block eclipse. What do I mean by that? I mean, the rejection block is right within the rejection block partition of the dealing range, as it should be, right? And then we go up to the dealing range high. And let's mark out this, and you want to mark it out including the volume balance there. Precision. Wow. I didn't even have to shift it. That should let you know these markets, they are incredible. And what's right here? What do I always call this, guys? Volume balance at the bottom of a 2022 model. I call this the vulture gap. Okay. Okay. Right. So then we're within that partition as well. Easier said than done, but I'm telling you, these markets, they're perfect. Yeah. Oh man, we're yeah. Do you see this, right? Do you see what I'm seeing here, right? I mean, this is Enigma. Like, this is what Enigma is. Hopefully you guys see this, right? Goldbach and quarterly theory, okay? You see the FEG and the FEG partition? No one's watching. No one cares. That's okay. They'll come back. Hey, what's that? There's your breaker partition. Huh. So this is the I need to make the traditional. I need to reuse the traditional Khufu stack, because the traditional Khufu stack is still kind of valuable to trade. I'll call it. Let me ask Grok. So this is the original Khufu stack video I made. Okay. like a glitch or cheat code, brother. Yeah, well, once again, it's not like easy to spot, but it's happening. It's happening. Um, um, the Khufu Classic. Oh my gosh, this is the Khufu Stat Classic. Oh, that name actually. Nah, I'm a just. Yeah, this is the Khufu Stat Classic. And then so the difference between that and just like a regular what up Nigerian? How was your week? Dude, good. Well, okay. It's just, it's good. I always get better. Every day I'm always learning and you know, that's what matters to me. So you guys see how this is perfect? These markets are perfect. I almost wonder if we go up to like uh higher time frame dealing range. Uh all right. So I'm just gonna screenshot this. I'm leaving all the lines because I just want to show like prove this is exactly why Goldblock is useful, right? Oh, I was gonna mark this out. How was your week, Nigerian? So what's the Khufu Stat Classic? It's the original version that I thought of in the very beginning, and then I changed what a Khufu stack is. But this is the Khufu Stat Classic, where it's Phoenix model, go break even, 2022 model, go break even, and then breaker. And I guess if it ever looks like this, I need a name for it, like if it ever aligns with Goldbach perfectly. Phoenix to 2022 to Breaker. So check the higher time frame range. The higher time frame range. Dude, this is incredible. So this one, we're actually going to just shift it to negative 0.75. Maybe even negative 0.5. So sometimes you just shift it by quarters or halves. This is interesting. Same thing. This is not really fitting. Shift it by a half. And that actually does make sense. That's incredible. One day. So we're gonna need a name, specifically in this situation where it perfectly aligns with Goldbach. I think I'm gonna call it. Okay. Does this indicator let me only show certain partitions? Because if so, that would be really, really helpful. Why isn't there a way to get rid of certain levels and not all the levels? That's the one thing this thing doesn't have. But what if I click this? This is an idea. But then what if I click this? Nope, it's not gonna work. So you can see you don't have to go to the extension for this to be valid, and also the rejection block can kind of dig a little bit outside of it for it's still valid as well. So like, it's funny, if ICT doesn't use gold block, then if ICT says gold block is wrong, then I don't want to be an ICT trader. That's the funny thing about it, is I know he's hiding it. I know it. And he's hiding quarterly theory too. So classic aligned with gold block. Need to figure out. Okay. Maybe I should call it okay. What do we call it? This is incredible. Daily SSMT, 6-hour SSMT, 90-minute SSMT, rejection block for value gap breaker. I don't know if I like. Yeah, what are the craziest eclipses that happen? Hybrid eclipse? I want to code my own SMT indicator. I'll just call it the Khufu Stat Classic Total Eclipse. That's the official name. Also known as the KSCTE. Maybe not. Yeah, that's incredible. Okay. Khufu Stack Classic Total Eclipse. That's the name. Alright. Should I code? I kind of want to code. Oh, I was gonna go down the lower time frame here, and oh, I remember what else. So this is a 2022 model, and I want to mark out this this Phoenix, okay? This Phoenix model. And then this is what I call the vulture gap, where I guess I would target the dealing range high here, actually. So that's a good target. It is kind of funny no one cares, because this is like the craziest stuff ever. No one cares. But that doesn't matter to me. I'm building. I'm building. And they can't see it yet, but they will. And then when they do, oh boy. That's where things get fun. And you even have Phoenix 0 down there where you take the midpoint of the rejection block. Maybe I'll just start calling it PZ. Or maybe... I like P dash. Ooh, this is the notation I'm gonna start using. That's cool. That's a pretty cool one. I've been looking at this forever. Phoenix Eclipse on the 5 minute. Let's look at this as well. So the other thing I was gonna say is, remember what I always say is volume balance at the bottom of a 2022 gap. I call it the vulture gap, and it's gonna have like no drawdown. So I'm not sure how you want to mark this out here, but yeah, this is interesting. And actually, you could probably go like this, and yeah, it's OTE as well. One of these days, I'm gonna catch one of these. I just wish it was easier for me to see in live time, you know? Hey, Slimy, you're still here. So basically what I'm looking at here is volume balance at the bottom of any 2022 model is going to be very sensitive. I call it the vulture gap. So I don't know why, but I need to make a new template for it. There it is. Okay. Let's delete the other ones. There's no point in having 3 right now. I just need to slowly delete my templates over time. Yeah, bro. Pretty crazy stuff, huh? So yeah, once again, volume balance at the bottom of a 2022 fair value gap is called I call it the vulture gap, and it's very sensitive. Go back test it. You will see. You will see this plays out over and over and over and over and over. Okay. So we also had here. Let's just mark this out real quick. What the heck? It's too small. Cool name, brother. Vulture gap. Yeah, I. This is something I discovered like, honestly, like maybe like 5-6 months ago now. So it's been a while. Oh, I'm gonna have 2 different templates. I just want to clean this up just for a second, just so I can just get the point across. I don't want to look at this as a gold block trader now. I'm just looking at this as, hey, this is this is vulture gap. That's all I'm looking at it as. But yeah, you'll see this happen a lot. Is it anything like a Reaper? So vulture gap is specifically for a volume balance underneath the 2022 fair value gap. So that's what a vulture gap is. Reaper gap is completely different. Reaper gap, I'll show you what a Reaper gap is. A Reaper gap is you take the breaker. Here, let me first mark this down. So let me actually mark this out as the 2022 vulture gap. This is you could do this very aggressively. Wow, that was instant. That's crazy. There's not even... Wow. Okay, that's 810. Okay, this is what a Reaper gap is. So 2022 vulture on the 5-minute. Vulture on the 5-minute. Save that. So Reaper gap is you find the breaker. So that's gonna be your series of up close candles, the highest series of up close candles. So this is a breaker. So is this. So is this. All these are breakers. A lot of time you just want to use the highest one. So I'm gonna use this one, the highest series of up close candles. Okay, obviously you can see we use that breaker. We use it. So breaker. And if you actually want to, I highly recommend watch the video that I have that is coming out. It's scheduled to be uploaded tomorrow, and it is really valuable. I cover everything you could need to know about Reaper gaps. It's very, very valuable. I need a new template for the breaker. Okay. So this right here, that's your breaker, right? So let's get rid of everything else because we're not looking at this anymore. Okay. Yeah, I highly recommend watching it because I go in detail. So check this out. So breaker. So now drop down to lower time frame, and within that breaker, find your imbalance in discount. So a fair value gap could be a volume balance, could be an implied gap, could be whatever, right? But point is find an imbalance in discount, okay? So I'm gonna mark it out like this. This is a imbalance in discount, right? From this low to this high within discount, right? It's within discount. Okay. There you go. That's a Reaper gap. So you can see how precise that is, right? So I highly recommend watching my video tomorrow because I explain everything. I explain it all. So there you go. And then my guess, it's kind of fun, but I would bet you that this is Seal of FA off of this. If it's not, it's Hand of FA for sure. Okay. So what is a Hand of FA and what's a Seal of FA? So you take one of the five greatest the five greatest key levels. So the Reaper gap, Event Horizon, New Day opening gap, New Week opening gap, First Center for value gap, and also propulsion block. Okay, any of those, if you get a pin bar off of it, so like this is a pin bar, this is a 1 minute Reaper. So this pin bar is really nice, right? There's your pin bar. Let's go ahead and see if it's a precision swing point. So we want to see this this candle diverge in color. It does not diverge in color on ES. Let's check with YM. It might not, and it doesn't really have to. What up SNS? How's it going, bro? So right now we're taking a look at this Reaper gap and this pin bar off of it, and right now we're seeing if this is just a regular pin bar or if it's a precision swing point. I've taken this trade many times. Well, not many times. I took a trade like this one time. It was on live stream a couple of weeks ago, or maybe it was a week ago, and it was so cool. I might have tapered a demo one too. Yo, where did you learn all these concepts from? I I just went. I didn't learn them from anywhere. I heard about them and then I just started marking stuff out and discovering stuff. So yeah, I discovered. They're not. I heard like the general idea of them, and then I went in the charts and looked at how they worked, and then I just stared at the charts for like thousands of hours and 5,000, yeah, thousands and thousands and thousands of hours, and eventually stuff just starts to make sense after you stare at the charts for so long. So new event horizon accurate. Yeah, event horizon's accurate, bro. So this is not a precision swing point, it's just a pin bar. Doesn't matter. We also, the cool thing about this is we have a whale. We have a whale that market sells right before it. This is so cool. This is like, he signed his life away. This stupid whale. This 30 contract whale. Unfortunate for him. But he was a dumb whale, right? So why do I want to see a whale? Why do we want to fade a whale? Because the whales that market, most of the time whales have to limit order in, right? You have to, if you're going to be entering the market as a big market participant, usually you're entering with limit orders because you have to get your orders filled, right? Hopefully that makes sense. You can't just market in whenever you want. Now you can market in as long as it makes sense. But when it doesn't make sense, when a whale markets in and it doesn't make sense, smart money eats that up like as fast as they can. Like it's like, you know, when the monkeys all come in and there's like they drop a whole bunch of bananas and all the monkeys come after them. That's exactly what's happening once a dumb whale enters the market. Everyone is like instantly trying to. Everyone sees that big dumb whale and everyone instantly knows we're fading him. We're fading the stupid dude. So that's what happens with dumb whales. So you want to fade stupid whales? Are you even profitable? I don't know. It's a good question. What matters is what I'm talking about true? That's what matters. If so, then you should find this pretty cool. How do you know there were 30 contracts? Because I'm looking at my other screen. I have special software. I'll show you. So I have special software and I can see whale absorption. And so the other thing, I have a video that's gonna come out. I keep saying this, but the video on fading whales should come out this week, and I also have a video on absorption and all that stuff coming out this week. If it doesn't, I'm really sorry, but it better come out this week. If I do my work and finish editing the videos, they should come out this week, okay? But those videos are gonna explain everything. Short form vids. Okay, I'm pulling this up just for you, so you can see this, because I don't want you to think I'm making this up, right? This is special Russian software. Hey, what up, Akash? How's it going, bro? Okay, so we got to go all the way back to where that was. I went back too far. Right here. There it was. There was the whale. Market sold. I think, let me double check. Hold on. Wait a second. Shoot, no. This, hold on, let me think. That's not where it was. Wait, so that actually... Wait, hold on. No, I might be getting this mixed up. I appreciate it, bro. Yeah, man, of course. I actually might be getting this mixed up. The thing I don't like about this is it's 1 hour difference. So we gotta go find 9:46. Yo, why? What is cost? It cost, I can't remember, like 80 or 100 or 130 for 1 year subscription. But I get the Delta candles, I get the whales, and then I can also see all the limit orders in the order book all through here. And there's other stuff too, but anyway, I think I'm actually kind of confused right now. Why does it feel like I'm not looking at the same chart? What the heck? Is it over here? Why is the time zone... Was it right here? 9:37? Can you explain this? I don't know. Well, yeah, I'm going to explain it, but I have to figure out where this actually is real quick, because I'm actually kind of confused. This software? Yeah, I'll explain it. Oh, it's going to be all the way over here, isn't it? Complete wrong time I was looking at. We haven't gotten the pump yet, so we have to go all the way over here. So 8:48, so I think it's going to be 7:48. Okay. So, just kidding, there's no whale that got absorbed here. I thought there was. There is this whale that was liquidity up here, but there's no whale here. So, just kidding. So that software, basically what that software is you're watching 5-second. Yeah, because it's just easier for me to pull it up on the 5-second. It's just easier. So, back to what I was saying. What is that software? It's special software that is advanced like volume analysis that TradingView doesn't have. That's what it is. Okay. So this trade is taking that Reaper gap and then that pin bar off of it. And so this is called hand of FA. So pin bar off of one of these imbalances is called hand of FA. You can enter right as it closes. Cook up, brah. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. So you can enter right as this closes. And then I'd probably just target this. Like these low resistance highs. Yeah, so that whale, there was no whale here, but I'll find other examples where there are whales that you fade, and it's pretty cool. Another cool thing you'll notice, guys, well, I guess it's not perfect. I was going to say we might retest the pin bar here. We don't, but we retest the pin bar here. So you can see that you can also enter on the retest of pin bars, right? Like that. And that's what my original short form video where I explained pin bars, that's how I said you could enter pin bars is on a retest, but I actually discovered you can enter on the close now. What is the software name? SB Pro X. And it's gonna look Russian because it is Russian. Because FA showed me it and he's Russian. So, but yeah, those are the main three things I like about this software. This is Delta, so this is telling me how many more market sells there were than market buys, or how many more market buys there were than market sells at any given time. And that's helpful because we know, once again, it's this whole push-pull dynamic between how does smart money enter. Usually smart money enters with limit orders because they have to get orders filled. It's the whole push-pull dynamic. Smart money has to enter with limit orders. So, for instance, if we see a giant dump, lots of market selling into the dump, who's on the other side of the market sells? Someone limit buying, right? And so we can see that this is absorption because of all these market sells, and then what happens? Expansion, right? That's the benefit of that. Yes, I am. And it's because we already went on the higher time frame, and we went top down. That's why. So, yeah, ask me something. What's up? So, yeah, this is Hand of FA. There you go. Bang. It's a pretty nice Hand of FA, honestly. And let's also not forget we're in the macro. So 850 are small moves in large time frames profitable. It's literally all fractal. It's all a skill that you can develop. So if you're getting, think about it. If there's a higher time frame trade, think about it. If someone has an entry for a higher time frame trade, well, they're gonna enter, right? They might have drawdown or whatever, and then it goes their direction. But what if you understand that higher time frame trade? Okay, cool. We know that the trade is suggesting that we should get longs. Okay, let's actually jump down time frames after that higher time frame entry is already valid, and let's find lower time frame confirmation. This is time frame alignment, and we can get really, really precise with time frame alignment. Can you type it in Google? I can't find. Yeah. Yeah, it's SB Pro X, and it's right there. That's it. It looks sus because it is. I mean, it's gonna look sus, but I promise, it's fine. It's legit. It just looks sus because it's Russian. But yeah. So yeah, so this is the macro as well. Bang. How cool is that? Let's re-screenshot that again. So, whoever distracted me with the Reaper gap, well, we went on a whole tangent. And now we're finally done with this tangent here. Okay. 850 to 910. Hand of FA. This is right at 847. So, yeah, 847. 847, hand of FA, lining the Reaper gap with a 15-second pin bar. Right, saving that. Okay, let's look at something else now, right? I don't even know what to look at. What do you guys want to look at now? Oh, was there a first center for value gap today? Should we check? It's always kind of fun to see how the market. We didn't have a first center for value gap. It was a breakaway gap. If you guys ever see this, the first center for value gap as a breakaway gap, just know that that means the market's super bullish. So we didn't even come back to it at all. Well, it's hard to see everything in the moment. Though there was a 5 minute inversion, and I did take this. I did on or was it 3 minute? Or I took this on sim, but I didn't like it enough to take for real. How that software help you? I was just explaining it. It's it's doing three things for me. It's telling me where the largest market orders hit the market, so I can see where whales get absorbed. It's telling me the real there's this is true delta. The delta in TradingView isn't correct. It's based off of ticks, not the actual bid and ask. So it's telling me the delta, which is how much of the orders were market buys versus market sells. And then it's telling me where the largest whales hit the market, and then also I can see all the limit orders and stuff. So like for instance, this whale got absorbed here at 8:30. Okay? So we know this 43, this is a perfect example of a whale getting. Can you explain the breakaway gap? I did not get it. Yeah. So yeah, we'll look at the breakaway gap here. So first presented for value gap is the first gap after 9:30. And so it cannot include the 9:29 candle. So it must be the first gap. It must be a series of three candles that form after 9:30. So it can't be 9:29, 9:30, 9:31 that create the fair value gap. It needs to be 9:30, 9:31, 9:32 that create the fair value gap or later, right? So that means the first presented fair value gap is this. That'd include the volume balance, right? So this is the first presented fair value gap. We can mark it out like this. We can mark it out either way. It really doesn't matter. Whoops. So this is the first presented fair value gap. And it's what's called a breakaway gap. A breakaway gap it's a gap that we just don't ever trade back to because we're expanding so fast. This is a breakaway gap. If you ever see usually the first presented for value gap, usually it gets used because it's like one of the best key levels in the market. If the first presented for value gap doesn't get used and is a breakaway gap, that means we're really, really freaking bullish. That's what that means. We're so bullish we didn't even come back to the first presented for value gap. So, yeah, that means we're really bullish. But yeah, it's breakaway gap. This one's also a breakaway gap. So, okay. Obviously, there was this inversion. If you liked that could have been a play. I don't really feel like journaling it. I guess we could. This is just so simple of a play, but like genuinely, like it's worth the RR because obviously, right? It's right going into market open. It's so simple. It's so stupid. It's so simple. It makes you kind of go like, you're joking. That can't be that easy. I mean, it's not really. It's not always that easy. And I'm actually kind of realizing, does it even inverse? Okay, I would consider that fine. So, inversion for value gap, going into market open. And remember, we have all these low resistance highs and then Asia high here. So you can go on this inversion. Once again, we know market open loves to deliver price to the drawn liquidity. So what you can do is, obviously, it's not always going to work out, this market open play, but it's cool because now you get in, and if it does play out, you get Asia high, which is how much RR is that? Let's see. And you'd have to not go break even, which is kind of scary, but but I do think that that would be a reasonable thing to do, knowing market open. Once again, Asia high is like the final target. So the breakaway gap only happens at 9:30. No, breakaway gap can happen at any time. That's the first presented for value gap. The first presented for value gap must be the after 9:30. Oh yeah. The middle candle. So you're wondering what a fair value gap is. You're wondering what an actual just regular fair value gap is. A fair value gap is just a gap between the low of a candle prior and the high of a candle after, and the middle candle's body leaves an empty area here. It's just a gap. It's just a gap in price, and markets like to rebalance to them. They like to sometimes they'll inverse them. It's called an inversion for value gap, but this is just a fair value gap, and you can just see how the market uses them, right? Like I can mark this out, right, and you can just see, oh wow, like there are cases where the market respects these, okay? Obviously, it's not always going to because you have to understand the context, right? But that is a fair value gap. Exactly, it's a 3-candle pattern. Exactly. All right. So like for instance, this is an inversion for value gap. Why? Because we have an old gap right here. And I know there's no lower wick. I don't care. I still consider that a fair value gap, okay? And then we close back through, and yeah, it closes right at the same spot. In my opinion, that's fine. Maybe other people would disagree, but I do what makes sense to me, and I think this is fine, closing at that exact spot. So we closed there. You could also just waited for a retest, and we're going into what? Market open. So boom, low resistance highs all through here, Asia high up here, and we already know the higher time frame's bullish because, well, we already saw those stacked SMTs that were time-based SMTs, so we knew that this was like a really obvious buy model. And then bang, there you go, there's your IPG. So this is nice. And then once again, I'd probably just target Asia high here, but remember what I said about TPing with stop loss? This is a situation where I actually would say yes, consider TPing with stop loss. So you might remember that video I've made where I said TP with stop loss. This is a perfect example of why sometimes it can be beneficial, because we just kept going, right? So then you just trail all the way up and then probably get trailed out here or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's just incredible if you can just catch. All you need is just one. You just need to catch, like, it's literally like one of these trades be your best trade ever, and it's like, it's crazy. It's like every single day, if you just lock in, it might be the day you catch one of these, you know? So I like this trade, just a regular inversion for buy gap, low key, might have been trade of the day. Now obviously it's a little scary, and I think it probably would have been break even, but if you didn't go break even, this played out really nicely. I don't know. Sometimes you just don't go break even because you have conviction. Once again, these low resistance highs are the reason that I would suspect that we would deliver all the way to Asia, because these low resistance highs are rocket fuel to get us up to Asia high. This is basically the trampoline. This is the launch pad. This is the reason that I would consider the possibility that we would just continue Asia high. Because, like I said, rocket fuel. Also, remember that we gotta talk about that whale. I think that was a whale that sold down there, right? Right? Was that at 8:30, 9:30? What? Let's see. Let me check. Yeah, yeah, that was the one. Oh, that's fun. That's fun. Don't you have CLG, bro? What's CLG? Don't you have CLG, bro? Cause I never got the time for the charts, and by the time CLG complete, I'm exhausted for the day. What? What is CLG? Certified local government. What? I don't know what CLG is. But I obviously am exhausted every day, and I don't know what to say other than I don't know. College. Oh, college. So I was going to school for finance, but I've been on a break for a while, and I'm just working and kind of just trying to do my own thing. But I don't know. Once again, this is rocket fuel here. Boom. See how we common is common it's college. I didn't know. Okay, and then the this is where the whale comes in, okay? This is where the whale comes in. The stupid whale market sells into the retest of the IFG right here. And I understand why he did this because it at the time it looked like a bearish outside bar to the downside. I remember this happening in live time. So I know why this guy did this, but he actually ended up getting absorbed. And then we went higher. So the retest of the IFG there was just absolutely cooked him. How much was it? 43? Beautiful. Whoops. Yeah, oh, and let's not forget to mention the True Opens. Let's not forget to mention the True Opens. Oh boy. This is fun. There's two different ways to take this trade. There's the good way and then there's the epic way. Okay? The good way is just taking the normal inversion, whatever, right? It's like, okay, that's a normal inversion. Then there's the crazy, like, insane way, which is we mark 9:28 inversion for value gap on the what, 1 minute? On the 1 minute? Then there's the crazy precise way, which is going on the lower time frame. And check this out. Check our True Opens, okay? This is gonna blow your mind. Well, maybe it won't. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I don't know. Maybe you guys are used to it by now. But here's 9:22:30, so what's that? That's our 90-minute True Open. Perfect. Okay. And then what's this? 9:28:07. So within here, okay. 9:28:07, that's our low time frame one. We also have 929 something. What's the Pico one? 920. Yeah, so we're looking at all of these true opens. Do you see how the market efficiently delivers and manipulates these? Right here, which is perfectly actually where the whale sells. Okay. So this is the crazy way to take this is you have the inversion for value gap on the 1 minute. We're all aware of that. I think everyone knows. But then what happens? Then all the true opens get manipulated. And this is an inducement below this low where that whale sold. So now this on the retest, souping this low, is just 2,500 level trade right there. Maybe 2,600 level. That IPG retest is incredible. Now you might end up seeing that and then you end up taking the outside bar instead. So this is just another, this is a 1 minute IPG. To use Apex funding, I'm actually considering getting a singular account, just one single account with Apex. I haven't been using prop firms for a long time, but because I traded on my personal account when I can. So I do it like I only allow myself one loss max a week, so the rest of the time I'm just trading on sim. But I'm thinking instead of the rest of the time just trading on sim, I'm thinking why not just have one singular Apex account. So I'm thinking about doing that. But yeah. That is cool. Every day, just a little better, a little better, a little better. Boom, up to Asia high. So I would consider this just an IPG, right? But this is on a retest. Once again, all this is rocket fuel to get us up to that high. But imagine, I mean, it's kind of hard. With how much money did you start the journey, bro? So basically, I have strict rules. So the thing is, you have to kind of decide, like, you have to kind of decide, like, okay, what's the max I can afford to lose in any given time period for if I'm trading a personal. So for me, it's like one loss a week is like the max I could afford to lose. So I have basically, I can trade up until one loss. If I get a loss, I'm just gonna simulate trading. But you don't need a big account. You just need to be disciplined and then manage your loss. And then if you take a loss, then just take a break. Um, probably only need like you probably only need like 500, but then you're only gonna get like 1 2 trades. So maybe 1,000. I don't know, 700. You really could do it with 300. How much did money did you start the journey? Wait, I don't even know what you mean. Yeah, I think you could start it with personal with like 1,000. So we could also look at this and see. I'm pretty sure this was a 15-second outside bar. I'd bet money it was. And if so, then it's Cantina kill shot. 9, 30, 20 IPG on the 1 minute. But we're entering on a retest. I bet you this was an outside bar on the 15-second. If it's not, then I don't know. I'd be surprised. Okay, it's a pin bar. So pin bar works. So you just take that as a pin bar. That's fire. That's a cool trade though. It's like, but are you gonna see that? Oh, it's hard to see. I am curious if it was a precision swing point. Should I check? I have to check. I'm too curious. I gotta know. Well, YM's candle's red, but I don't really. I want to check ES's. That one wasn't a pin bar on YM. Let's check ES. Yeah, I guess it is. So. Pin bar, precision swing point. Okay. 9, 30, 30. Precision swing point on the 32nd. Oh no, on the 15-second. Okay. Once again, those trades are kind of hard. I'm getting kind of tired. It's not exactly easy to enter. That's the thing. I guess there was an inversion for value gap, but like still. Wow, and this was an outside bar, and we souped the outside bar low. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm getting kind of tired. I might take a break. I might just take a little break and come back. I'm probably going to take a break. Let's see if there's anyone watching. But yeah, I'm probably just going to take a break. Because I need a break. Yeah, there's only one watching. Okay, I'm going to take a break. Hmm. Should we look at Bitcoin? Remember I said I kind of wanted to look at Bitcoin because um because we can trade Bitcoin on the Leap, and I kind of want to. Because here's this. This is a. Did you catch long or no? Long? What do you mean? All right, guys. I think I'm gonna watch Bitcoin. I'm shifting the stream to paper trading Bitcoin, and I'm gonna be watching Bitcoin and just and maybe just doing some charting, because I want to uh, get this account, work on this account on the Leap. But there might not be any trades right now. There probably won't be, but still. Yeah, so this looks kind of really bearish. Yeah, this is going to be fun. I kind of want to try this. What are the rules for this competition? Everyone join this competition with me. Maybe we can all win it together. So this, to me, kind of feels high resistant. And this, we just took the true open. What's this? True 3-month open. And we have true day open. I think that we took that, didn't we? And my indicator kind of glitches, so it does this only at midnight, but the 90-minute true open doesn't really show up until the next one forms, so I have to go get it manually. So anyway, here's the prior true session open. Yeah, I kind of want to look. Is there a way to trade BTC, like actual Bitcoin? BTC USDT? Yeah, this is what we want. So I'm gonna be looking for absorption on Bitcoin. Okay. Whoops. I don't like that this light is on. Yeah, guys, I might restart the stream because I wanna. Nah, I don't need to. It's fine. So, true 90-minute is glitched. once again, I'm kind of feeling like this is high resistant, and that we swept out these highs. This is gonna be fun. $27.81. Perfect. Okay. That's exactly what I want. This needs to be shifted down. Why is that there? We're using this. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Nope, that's not what I want either. See? Now you see what I'm saying, right? Now we got a pretty nice dealing range here. Okay. We swept liquidity to the high. This is too bright. I don't want this on. How do you know what gold partition to use, brother? I mean, you don't know for sure, but you, I'm still getting better with it, but basically it's just like a template for AMD, and so you want to see like, does it, what makes sense, right? For me, right, I see we swept out this into the into the liquidity sweep partition, right? We swept out everything into the liquidity sweep zone, and so sweep, and then we know order block's supposed to form right here, so we already kind of formed the order block there. So this is kind of what I'm seeing right now is high resistant liquidity, and this swept out liquidity into the dealing range, into this thing, the 247 sweep. I might also not 247, what is it? I might also go take a break and come back later. So 729. So I kind of like the idea of, let's go ahead and just 729 EXT, 729 high. I'm just kind of marking this out as I'm thinking here. Okay, I don't know for sure yet. And then 729 low would be my kind of target. Kind of thinking once again that use the 243 and 81. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool, bro. So yeah, I'm kind of thinking this is high resistant. right? We took true 3-month open, true day open. I might take a break in a little bit because I need to kind of use the bathroom again. Oh yeah, let's find the most recent 90-minute true open since my indicator doesn't work with it. Since my indicator 90-minute true open breaks at midnight every night because it can't go behind midnight for some reason, or it doesn't know the one prior to midnight. 10:52:30. No, it's actually 22:30 right now. I really have to pee. Did you see how gold reject off last week's lows today? Really? Might have to take a look at that. Oh yeah, I really have to pee, guys. I'll be back. $22.30. So we might come back above this and then go lower. I don't know. But I have to use the bathroom. I'm gonna try something because I wanna try and do well in this leap competition on Bitcoin. Alright, is this showing absorption? Let's see. It's not looking like it's showing absorption. No. Probably because the size is different. But I can see the delta, which is nice. So, I turned the light off because I don't really want the light in my face right now. But, yeah, this kind of feels like high resistant liquidity. Especially with the way that we came above true 3-month open here. And we used the rejection block. This is my target, 729 low. Maybe I will keep this on. I might dip and come back though for a little bit. I don't know yet. So if I do that, I'll let you know. We'll see if I decide to do something, or if I decide to just dip and then come back. I'm thinking Bitcoin gonna raid True Asia Open. Yeah, we might run down True Asia Open here. Oh, how much leverage am I allowed on this? Yo, someone's already up 20%. That's crazy. Max amount for an open position is 5. Okay, so we can do up to 5 Bitcoin. So we'll probably do the max. I think that makes sense. We'll just do the max for every trade. So we're just going to do the max 5 Bitcoin for every trade. Basically full port everything. Full port every trade. So, once again, I'm expecting shorts to play out, but it's kind of cool because it's like this is literally like you could do exactly what we're doing here and make real money. Like I could theoretically like go on Kraken and go on Bitcoin futures and then trade in the middle of Saturday night on Bitcoin futures. Heck yeah, YOLO. And I could make money by predicting Bitcoin overnight price action. Isn't that crazy? And like, okay, so this is how it works. So let's make a new template for this because I don't know. Okay, this needs to be risking my brain isn't working. Account size, risk. Lot size. We want to stay at 1. I'm a little confused on. Shouldn't it just not be leveraged? I don't think it's leveraged. I think it just moves $1 for every point. So for instance, if it drops from here to here, down, if it drops 100 points, then you make $100. So if I had 5 of them, I'd make 500. I think that's how it is. I think we're gonna go lower. We just got this outside bar. Should I try this? Microscalp? I don't know. I don't really care. Let's try it. This might not work, but... I just want to experiment. This is probably not going to work, but... This is not a good trade. This is not a good trade at all. I just kind of just entered something. But I now I know how the risk works. I understand now. That's the good thing. I understand how the risk works now. This is why I did this, so I can understand how the risk works. Okay, that's the real reason I did this. Now I understand how the risk works. So now why is Bitcoin not moving? We formed a bullish outside bar. I think it's gonna go up now. Yeah. I want to try this out, the bullish outside bar, because this is actually a good trade. This objectively is a good trade. So we're actually doing this one for real. The other one was not a even real trade, but this one actually is. So then we could just target back up to 90-minute true open. Actually, I just target maybe just target that high, honestly. Well, this is actually really nice outside bar. We'll probably go all the way back up to these low resistance highs here. Why did I do the other thing? Why did I do the other trade? I don't know. It was stupid. I honestly just wanted to try out the risk. I wanted to try out the risk on the on to see how much I'd be risking. So you can see this is how it calculates it, right? It does. So I'm doing 5 Bitcoin. So 5 Bitcoin. Yeah, so the other trade was really stupid. Just so you guys are aware, I know that the other trade was stupid, but this trade's good, okay? So 42 points, okay? $42, and so then it does times 5. So 42. So maybe it might be like 45. 45 or 44 times 40. You get what I'm trying to say. Multiply it by 5, you get 225. That's how it does it. I wish I could see absorption be helpful. Man, Bitcoin Friday night Bitcoin trading is kind of fun. We left the true session open though. Why is true session open all the way down there? That's not right. Is it? Oh. No. I knew it was bearish. To be fair, that one wasn't that great of a trade either. Dang it. I knew we were going to go. This is my problem. I have no patience sometimes. Bro, I am going to be in last place on this competition. This is not good. Okay. This is not good. I'm gonna be in last place here. Someone's already up $20,000. It's crazy. I should have been more thoughtful about my trade. Dang. It's kind of stupid. Okay, I might just go take a break and then I'll come back and I might go live again. But yeah, this makes a lot of sense. This is kind of what I thought was gonna happen. What happens if I run out of money? If I hit zero, what happens? Am I cooked? If you hit zero, you lose. You better not hit zero. Yeah, I might end the stream and take a break. SMT with ETH? Oh, bro, I'm not. The comparison isn't on. I need to switch this. Oh, this is awkward. The SMT needs to be with ETH. Oh, this is awkward. Oh, this is really awkward. I should have had the SMT with ETH. Oh boy, I didn't even realize that I had that wrong. My idea was right. I tried to go against the idea, unfortunately. I was dumb. Yeah, guys, I might go take a break, and I'm actually gonna come back though. Cause I want to try. I don't know, bro. I'm just having fun. I'm having fun. Yeah, I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna end the stream, take a little break, and then I'll come back, and it's gonna be a Bitcoin trading session, and this next time I'm gonna lock in, okay? No more stupid trades. No more stupid trades. Okay. I'll see you guys later. I see you guys in like probably like